Hey, what's going on everybody? It's Zobua here, and today I'm bringing you guys something special. It's this game called Grounded. Basically, if you haven't heard of it, it's an amazing game where you are shrunk down to the size of ants and put into a backyard. It's an open world survival kind of crafting game. You can base build, you can fight things, wolf spiders, ant nests, all kinds of things. It's an amazing game, and if you haven't heard of it, check it out. If you have, stay tuned because I'm going to talk to you guys about Update 0.6, the Flying Creatures update. It's huge. That's all I can say about it. So before I get into all that, let me start by expressing my extreme excitement on how impressed I am with the devs of this game. Listen, they're pumping out high quality updates at what seems like monthly. All right, let's get into creatures. So let me start with the mosquito. This thing looks terrifying. It's twice the size of humans. I don't know if it's going to sting me, suck my blood. Do mosquitoes bite? I really don't know. That's all we know about it, but it's definitely going to be scary. So let me talk about fireflies. Fireflies, they don't look too scary, and at first I would assume that they're nothing. But if you look in this picture, the eyes are actually red, meaning that it is attacking us. Kind of like how an ant's eyes get red or things like that when they're mad at you. So they are going to be a fight, and we're going to get something really cool out of them to craft later. So the last one is bees. Bees, I mean, they terrify me. I don't know if they're going to swarm me or if they're solo. And I mean, they fly, they're big, they have a stinger. Does this mean they're going to add wasps and hornets later? I have no idea, but I'm terrified. So speaking of bees, you can actually already find the parts of a bee's armor set in the western ant's nest. It's rotten, but it's great. So if you find it down there, you can actually use it to craft the official new bee armor. You can see in this picture, the character is actually wearing all three pieces. He's wearing a face mask, the shoulders, and shin guards from bees. Now these are going to be tier 2 armor, which is better than the base armor, but not quite as good as the best. It's going to be great. A couple other things that they're going to be adding are firefly headlamps, so you can see in the dark and not have to carry as many torches down there. They're going to be adding stinger spear and the mosquito needle. So you can actually see the needle in his right hand. It's kind of that sword. And then you can, they will also be adding a weevil shield. So the weevil shield you can see in his left hand. So there's the needle right there in his right. And then that little round thing in his left hand is actually going to be the weevil shield. So the weevil shield, speaking of, it will actually be able to block quite a few things, and we'll talk about that in just a little bit. So already this update's huge, but they added so much more I couldn't believe it. For starters, they added stuffed bees and stuffed fireflies. So that's two more stuffed things that we can show off as trophies of things that we've fought in battle and put on our walls of our home. They also added a new thing called the heal bossa. This is awesome because it's a new type of healing, and healing was a little bit weak in the game if I'm being completely honest. So a big thing they added is a new perk. This one's called the Barbarian perk, and it will actually increase any club damage that you do. So that's great. If you're using anything that's considered a club, it will now be significantly stronger once you unlock it and if you have the perk collected. Alright, so in my opinion, the next part is huge. Brace yourselves. All equipped armor will no longer take up backpack space. That's huge. And on top of that, when you die, your equipped armor and everything, your equipped items, will just take a durability hit, but you will still spawn with them on you. So instead of taking up like the 4 or 5 spots in your backpack like before, and keep in mind, we only have like 20 spots, so that's what, 20%, 25% of your space? Now, they won't. How great is that? Alright, so they did do a few changes as far as the whole back-end server fixes. I know that when I played with J72 Gaming, they actually, he had some problems with connectivity, and they claimed to have fixed that. But that's huge. But let's move on to combat. So as far as combat goes, they did say that any bone items have reduced durability, so they're not quite as good anymore. And one big thing is that whatever arrow you're using with your bow will actually show up. So they fixed that visual issue where it just shows the normal arrow. Now it will show the arrow that you're using. On top of that, they have the shields, so you can actually use the shields to block all attacks that can be blocked. So that's most things. Alright, let's get on to noises. So this one's big. Noises will now slowly fall off as you get farther and farther away. So what does that mean? That means that if you are right next to a creature, You will seem very loud and the creature will attack you very easily, even if you're sneaking perhaps. But if you're far away, you can run by him and it's no problem. That sounds awesome. One thing that I think might be kind of scary is because of this, they also doubled the distance that wolf spiders can actually hear you. They increased their hearing sensitivity. And wolf spiders are absolutely terrifying. So I hope this doesn't make them too overpowered. We'll have to wait and see, though. Other than that, they did a whole lot of bug fixes. I'll actually scroll down right now just to show you some of them, and I'll scroll down in a second to show you the rest of them. But tons of bug fixes. Out of all these, I think the biggest ones would be that they fixed the foundation placing problem. So now it's easier to snap the foundation and put them how you want it, so you can build a solid base in many more places easily. Um, they also added that soda will respawn just like juice does. So that's great. If you're down by like the koi pond, that's awesome because now you have a soda and a juice there. You don't have to rely on water nearly as much. The last cool thing that I think that they added was items in water will now despawn. They won't just sit there forever. So if you're anything like me, when I got tired of an item or it was broken and I didn't want to fix it, I just chucked it in the koi pond and said, it'll disappear eventually. It never did. Now I have a huge pile of items down there. I am so happy they added this because I'm hoping when I log on tonight, they'll be gone. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you haven't tried it, check out the game Grounded. It's solid. This is Obua. Till next time, I'm out.